Alright, we're doing fish, so what I'm doing here is just picking some fresh thyme. You can't beat fresh thyme with fish, otherwise you'll just have to use some dried. So here's a couple of fillets of fish. I've used trevally today. So any kind of fish that holds together well, you don't want a fish that's going to break to pieces when you fry it. And there's the fresh thyme, so I'm just going to finely chop that. And then this is an interesting way to crumb your fish. This is just turmeric, paprika, and the thyme. A couple of teaspoons of each. And all that does is keep the fish coated, but it's really good to have that turmeric and paprika on your fish. And here's all the other ingredients. I won't name them individually, there's a big list, but all the vegetables: capsicum, sweet potato, and your coconut cream. And we'll start with the sweet potato. So we just want to chop this into bite-sized pieces so it's nice and edible in your curry mix. And we will put that on the boil, just on a gentle simmer. We just want to soften that sweet potato through. Now the capsicums, we've got different sizes here. The smaller ones I'm going to chop smaller, the larger ones in larger pieces, just so there's a nice mixture of capsicums. Now we've got one onion in dice-sized pieces and the other one in chunks. One's going into the sauce, one's going into the actual curry. Then we'll dice the tomatoes, chop the coriander and put that aside. Finally chop this garlic. Alright, now we've got sesame seeds and a bit of garam masala powder. A couple of teaspoons of garam masala. You could use a fish masala if you wanted to. There's the cashew nuts, chili flakes and ginger there as well. Okay, so these sweet potatoes should be soft by the time you've done that. So you can take them off the boil and just let them cool. Just place them to one side and that'll just firm them up a bit. Make them nice texture to chew on. And you can dry roast your cashews or you can use pre-roasted cashews, which is probably easier. Then there's onions, garlic and ginger. So this is the base for our tomato sauce. I've thrown the coriander seeds in there as well. And the tomatoes. Now we're just going to soften this down with the garam masala. This is the base of our sauce. And then just separately we're going to start the capsicum cooking with the onions, with the rest of the chunky onions. So in the blender we've got the coconut cream, the tomato passata, the sesame seeds, the coconut, and we're going to blend that up with our softened tomatoes and onion mixture. And that's our sauce. So we're just going to add the sauce in with these capsicum. So that capsicum's been frying for a couple of minutes to soften up, just a fraction, just to give it a bit of a coating, but really it's going to cook down in this sauce over the next 10 minutes. Alright, so now we've got the fish to go in the pan. I'm going to cook this separately. Yep, everything's going well. So we're just going to give this fish a bit of a couple of minutes on either side really, just to crisp it up a little bit. You can throw the sweet potato and the cashews back into the curry. Give the fish a little bit on both sides. It doesn't take long to cook through when it's cubed like this, just a couple of minutes each side. Some of the fresh coriander, about half of it, and then we'll introduce the fish. And we've got everything together. Lovely. This is enough for 4 people, by the way, so you can have it for a couple of nights, which is really nice. And you could have it with a bit of rice, but we're just having it on its own tonight. And just serve with the rest of the fresh coriander. Absolutely beautiful. You'll love this.